Last spring, more than 5 million students took new state tests called PARCC. PARCC stands for the Partnership for Assessment of Readiness for College and Careers. As its name implies, the tests, developed by teachers, college faculty, and content experts within the PARCC states, have the central goal of providing valid and reliable information about student achievement to better prepare all students for success at the next grade level and for college and careers once they graduate from high school.
We often get asked the question, well, what's the purpose of all of this? And I'd say first and foremost, it's to provide feedback to teachers, to school administrators, to help improve their instructional program.
To provide clear information, it is important that the numerical scores students receive on the test are easily understandable. What does a score of 765 or 683 mean? To make sense of the scores, the states that make up PARCC have created 5 performance levels to report the extent to which students have met grade level expectations.
We've given the test, we've scored the test, and now our job is to bring educators back together to say, how good is good enough? How much do you need to demonstrate your learning on this test to know that we can be confident about your moving on to the next level of instruction?
Setting performance levels means determining the number of points students must earn on a test in order to have their performance classified at a particular performance level. Over 200 teachers, higher education faculty, and content experts were selected by their states to participate in the rigorous process of setting the levels over the summer.
The people who are here are from all over the nation, as well as from all different backgrounds.
Some of them are administrators, some of them are post-secondary, some of them are still classroom teachers.
The variety of content experts who are here gives me confidence that the integrity of the process is definitely in place.
The process begins with a lot of training and familiarization with the test itself. The first step is the educators sit and they take the test and they score it. They score their own test. What they do is they look at each question and they ask themselves this question: should a student at this particular performance level be able to answer this question correctly? So they do that item by item, and by associating different questions with the performance levels, we can then determine the score the student needs to achieve to perform at any particular performance level.
Going through the test and literally item by item, repeatedly rereading and rereading each thing and talking about the kinds of skills involved, looking at performance indicators, looking at the text complexity, looking at the number of things that students are being asked to do in response to this particular question. And repeatedly doing that, and then coming back as a group and talking about, either at our table or as a larger group, where do we think things should be?
The conversation is an open conversation. So all of the committee members that are in that room have the ability to weigh in.
And then what we do is we showed them how each of their fellow committee members rated each item. So we'll do that a second time after they get that feedback. And then after the second round, they get some additional information and they go through a third and final round. So after that third round, we can look at how all the panelists made their judgments. We can add up their individual threshold scores, if you will, and what's then reported to our governing board in a third step is the recommendations that come out of those committees.
There were 3 different week-long sessions to set performance levels for each subject area test and for each grade level. The groups agreed on recommendations for the threshold scores, sometimes called cut scores, that made up each performance level. The K-12 education chiefs from each PARCC state, who make up the governing board, then reviewed the educators' recommendations, and in mid-September adopted those recommendations and set the final threshold scores.
The governing board considers the recommendations and they discuss them, they vote to adopt them, and once they're adopted, then we can provide the threshold scores they should use to generate the reports for parents, the schools, the school districts, and the public.
It's important to raise the bar, and in education in general, it's important for teachers to set high expectations, because more often than not, students will meet those expectations.
We need to push our kids. Students are only going to work to the level that you put in front of them. So we have to raise the bar higher to show them that our expectations are higher. And I guarantee you students will rise to that challenge. We have to assess it based on where we want them to perform, so that the bar is set at a level for them to reach.
At the end of the day, PARCC is about giving all students the chance to excel in school and in their education and careers beyond high school.
So we want to give them that information while they're in high school as to the extent to which they're ready for college, get that preparation in high school, and graduate and be able to go into job training or college programs and hit the road running and succeed in them.
That's why the process of setting performance levels is so important, so parents and teachers have a better understanding of how their students are mastering important skills today. To learn more, talk to your child's teachers or principal, or visit understandthescore.org, which has information about the test scores, links to information from your state, and resources about how you can help your child improve academically.